select. Let's have a look at who is picking what. We've got AI Cortex on the right-hand side. And we've got Mr.5000, the defending champion from season number 1. And he is here to prove his worth. And going with the Jacqui Briggs.
The Hourglass.
A little bit more of a favorite to pick from season 1. Fallen out of favor in a lot of players' hands. So Mr.5000, let's see. Does he still... Is he rusty? Is he Mr. 4999? Or is he on full form, Mr.5000? For right now, let's see what's going to take place. This AI Cortex, who has been looking very, very good on his Nightwolf so far. Connects with that overhead into a shoulder charge. All defensive meter being spent here from Mr.5000 early on. And as it does look like he's trying to get his way out of this one, it is going to be Cortex trying to chip his way in. A couple of mids will get traded out, and once again opens him up here, does Mr. Cortex, as he gets a shoulder charge, and Mr.5000 looking worse for wear as he's down 1-0.
Round 2, fight.
Alright. As mentioned in the chat, I believe that was from Zingani, saying some Zambian on Zambian violence. Yeah, it is looking a bit violent between the two compatriots at the moment. But it's Mr.5000 on the back foot with 1 round down, surprisingly so for some. As Jacqui Briggs trying to fight her way in at the moment, will be able to connect with that grab into that shield up. Defensive meter, once again, without defensive meter, Cortex has been punishing time and time again. But against Jacqui Briggs, how is he going to be able to work his way forward? Connects with that overhead charge, and just like that, lands a shoulder charge for 301 damage. Now tries to get in with a low. This time it is going to be Mr.5000 that will get grabbed out of his block. And massive chip damage being prevented here from Cortex, but it's not going to be enough as Briggs brings it back to 1-all. It's what you like to see.
Fight.
At the moment, it's going to be a charge from the distance as a low will be able to find its way in from Mr.5000. Now trying to keep it into the corner, keep that juggle up as he keeps him going with a couple of mids. 412 damage from Mr.5000. He's not playing games anymore, ladies and gentlemen. Good grab tech being shown there from Mr. Cortex as gets in with the overhead and whittles down some damage of his own, but this time it's a wake-up jump up. Just like that, juggles him up with 2. The fatal blow now accessible here from Cortex. Some low shots into the overhead, and it's not going to be enough as Mr.5000 looking phenomenal at the moment as he picks up another round and another step to versing his penultimate rival, none other than Shokan. All right. Very, very strong performance there from Mr.5000. And back to character select we go. So, I mean, from Cortex's side, he's obviously got the Sub-Zero.
Jacqui Briggs. The Hourglass.
Alright, so it does look like Mr.5000 will be facing up against that Nightwolf yet again. But this time, with a little bit of a mental fortitude on his side, as he is currently 1-0 up.
Round 1, fight.
As we push this one live, it is going to be Mr.5000. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining us, it is going to be match number 2 between these two players in the winner's bracket round number 2. Right now, it is Mr.5000, the defending champion from season number 1, in the lead, 1-0 up against his opposite number. Playing against AI Cortex, that has actually been looking very, very solid in this tournament. I mean, using this Nightwolf and his proficiency with it has been absolutely phenomenal. Shoulder charge now finds its way in. There's going to be enough damage coming through from Briggs to be able to keep him on the back foot. But right now, Mr.5000 looking low as he is down to critical health at the moment. But will Cortex have the cool, composed manner to be able to just get that one little bit of chip damage across? No, he actually gets whittled down in the fatal blow. Mr.5000. As soon as he turns on the heat, he says, "Get out of the kitchen, son. You don't have enough." as he brings him down with critical health.
No pain,
And
no
damn,
gain.
absolutely phenomenal there from Mr.5000. Mentally has to be draining when you're Cortex and you get him down so low, but yet he still fights back. And for right now, trying to use this Jacqui Briggs to get in, using a lot of jumps, trying to connect with that overhead into full combo. We'll try going with the mid, but this time not going to be able to find his way in. Cortex, unfortunately not getting plus on those frames at the moment to be able to find his way in of that. And now it is going to be a big floor charge that gets his way in here from Jacqui Briggs. Managed to connect once again with a forward throw. Cortex. Oh my goodness. He's become a spectator in that round, as it is Mr.5000 that makes quick work of his opposite number. And picks up his second round in this best of 5 series. Now, Cortex, last time he was in a situation where he needed a round. He went over to the Sub-Zero, but will he feel confident enough with the Sub-Zero up against this Jacqui Briggs? You can see him hovering over it. He's thinking, ladies and gentlemen. What will he go with here?
Nightwolf.
He says, you know what? Let's go all the way.
Black Market Alley.
And he goes with the Nightwolf. I'm not too sure about this. I mean, that's got to show a lot of confidence, right, in the character. But at the moment, he keeps on getting pressed back. He had that one round that looked really, really good for him. But it's that press from Mr.5000 that's seemingly just too much to be able to contend against. As we cross over, it is Mr.5000 with that 2-0 lead. We'll be able to start the combination from way up high. As this once again going to be Cortex on the back foot at the moment. We'll be able to open with a couple of mids. Now connecting in, we'll be able to land that knock up. However, Mita will get burned from his opposite number. Pull-up kicks here from the Briggs is going to be able to keep those uppercuts coming. Low tries to find his way in, now gets put into the corner. This time, this corner's pressure will get swapped out here as Cortex keeps it going, keeps the juggle going. Absolutely massive damage, almost 400 damage total there. Both players whittled down low with fatal blows available to them. But this time it is going to be once again Mr.5000 who seems to thrive in the fatal blow zone.
Round 2, fight.
And there we go. Puts the axes into the back of Mr.5000, lands the shoulder charge. So far in the corner, Cortex has been looking solid. That's where he really wants to put his opposite number. Lands a forward throw, just like that, keeping that pressure on that side. Now with that uppercut, no defensive meter here from Mr.5000 to be able to get out. We'll be able to use that rollout, which gets the pressure swapped out. Tries to jump out of that situation, but Mr.5000 isn't going to allow you off of the hook just that easy. Low blocks, but this one getting traded out. Once again, Mr.5000, fatal blow zone. That's where he thrives, that's where he goes, and that's where the fatal blow finally gets unleashed. Will this be enough damage? I'm not too sure. It came at the back end of a massive 22 hit combo, and there we go, the wolf, and the bear, and the arrows. And just like that, there's gonna be AI Cortex that picks himself up around here.
We fight until the end.
Final round.
Alright. So we're down to the final round here. Match point in favor of Mr.5000 so far. Tries to jump across here. Zoning trying to get utilized here from Cortex. We actually haven't seen that too often from him in a matchup where you would expect it a little bit more often up against this Jacqui Briggs, but we'll be able to connect with that overhead to start the combination. Now gets in with the low. This time it is Mr.5000 on the back foot, but approaching Fatal Zone, that's a seemingly a situation where he seems to go Super Saiyan. So let's just wait. There we go. Fatal Blow has opened up and get ready for Super Saiyan Mr.5000. Or will we be able to see Cortex come through? It is exactly that. He doesn't give him the chance to power up. But this time, it is Cortex that gets himself around And we questioned it. We asked ourselves, was the Nightwolf the correct choice? Apparently, he knew better than us. Alright, to character select we go. Will we see another Jacqui Briggs getting picked up here from Mr.5000?
Nightwolf.
Or will he change things up?
Jacqui Briggs.
However, there's going to be a little bit of a switch up as Mr.5000 now moves to the right hand side, and it's going to be Cortex on the left.
Cetrion.
Ooh, does look like the Cetrion will get called out here. And talk about zoning, ladies and gentlemen.
Tarkatan War.
Mr.5000 Cetrion. It's how he managed to take the title in season number 1. Something nobody seemingly could answer up against. But now, will Pringles be able to do it? Now, I mean, when it comes down to zoning options, even up against Cetrion, that anti-zoning technique from Nightwolf isn't going to be able to stop a lot of that damage. Ah, there we go. Turns the rock around on its head. And now using the TP to get it across the screen, but this time it is going to be Cortex that finds his way in here. Well blocked out there. Seemingly knows this matchup pretty well. We'll be able to connect with that knock-up, and now this is a position Cetrion hates to be in. Backed up into the corner, but the wall charge is going to be able to come up. Again, using that zoning just to keep chipping away at his opposite number. The shoulder charge finds its way in with that high kick. And the overhead not finding its target. Oh, crushing blow to the head. Will be able to use a meter to goon out of that knock-up. There we go, knock-up of his own. There's a fatal will get landed here. Will this be enough damage? I think it should be. Absolutely fantastic play here from Cortex. All right. So actually using his
Round 2. Fight.
anti-projectile pretty well there. Now Cortex brings out some chip damage of his own. Becomes such a psychological game as Mr.5000 finally bridges the gap. At the moment, that gap, however, will get shut down as Cortex used some good anti-throw tech there, but now finds his way in with a couple of mid-shots. Now gets the knock-up, and no meter burn being used here from Mr.5000, who will keep the fight going. It is going to be Cortex now on the back foot. Shoulder charge lands now with the overhead, tries to find his way in with a couple of mids. Will be able to get the knock-up. Here we go. Cortex now puts him into the corner. How is Mr.5000 going to be able to react? The rock throw comes down, as it is going to be the fatal blow that gets landed here. Will it be enough? The solar beam connects. Now it's all about the chip damage, more likely. About to come in. Will it be enough? Yes, it is. Cetrion brings herself back one. Mr.5000 makes it one apiece. Both players now without the fatal blow available.
Final round. Fight.
Big rock throw coming out. The TP across the map will find its way in. And there we go. It's an overhead into a couple of mid juggles. Once again, drops the shoulder charge this time around. Roll up, wake up will get used here from Mr.5000. And once again, great zoning being shown here. That seems to know his distance very well, does Cortex. A forward throw will get landed. As once again, Cetrion keeping her distance is where she wants to be. But this time, that distance gets bridged out here from Cortex. Trying to connect with the lows. But it is that wall shield that will be able to come into play. There we go, lands a shoulder charge to counter the wall. Mr.5000 trying to find his way in, but it's Cortex playing for his life. Will land the uppercut, anti-air being utilized here. Gets the knock-up with the overhead. The shoulder charge, however, drops. This time, he gets it with a 1-2 mid, and just like that, it's AI Cortex that brings it back to 2. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to match number 5. And expect the howl to come in here. Oof, that's what you love to see. Cortex and his Nightwolf coming up strong. 10s all around, good sir. Mr.5000 on the back foot here. Momentum clearly shifting across to his opposite number. And now it is up
Jacqui Briggs, Nightwolf.
to the Jacqui Briggs that will come out once again.
The Hourglass.
Oh no, the Jacqui Briggs. The combination killer. Puts you into a corner and doesn't stop. You just feel like you're a battering ram at times. Will Cortex now understand the matchup a little bit better? It's a question only he can really answer.
Round 1. Fight.
But either way, we go to match number 5. It is round number 1 between these two, as this match will decide it. So I do apologize on your screen. It's going to say 2-1. It is actually, in fact, 2-2. As right now, it is Mr.5000 landing with that back throw. It's going to be Cortex on the back foot. Tries to open things up with a couple of mids in the neutral. Not going to be able to do that. Keeping their distance once again, trying to use that zoning. It is what really helped him out in those matches up against Jacqui Briggs a little bit earlier. Double uppercut will get landed here. Finally gets in with the overhead juggle up. This time lands a shoulder charge. The delayed wake up is going to be able to come in here from Mr.5000. Down one into a grab. This grab tech being shown very, very well from Cortex as he's trying to fight this one back. Now with the shoulder charge, we can expect it coming in a second. That's exactly what we get. The fatal blow into a grab. Almost immediately the fatal blow, like I said, available to both of these players at the moment. It is going to be Mr.5000 that connects, however, as he finds his way forward. Wow.
Round 2. Fight.
There we go. Uppercut getting utilized once again, missing out on that shoulder charge. Timing has been off at times. And this time, trying to get his way in. Shoulder charge gets utilized there. Catches Mr.5000 off guard. Didn't expect the full combo. Well blocked out there from Cortex, however. It's the last couple of shots that he got missed out on. But this time, we'll be able to use... Oof. Tries to go with the uppercut, but unfortunately not going to be able to predict up Mr.5000 on that one, who keeps him piled up into the corner. Fatal blow now does become available. Will he be able to use it into this mid? Now it is Cortex on the back foot, the critical, and he is down. A brutality for good measure, as it is the Briggs that shows her muscles and shows her stuff. It is Mr.5000 progressing through to the winner's bracket final to take on a very familiar matchup in Shokan.